Dayne Brajkovich has a new t-shirt.
This guy has weaponised fashion. 5 months after he wore that "you can keep your silver t-shirt" after Four Corners broadcast footage of him at the Perth Mint, 2 months after he raised the profile of Aboriginal rights, and 6 weeks after signalling his support for the queer community, he's been pictured in Raiders gear. And it's not because he's into American football. The Raiders are a feeder group for the Mongols outlaw motorcycle gang. So every bikie, gangster, lawyer and gang crime cop in Australia is wondering whether a former enforcer with the Hells Angels is thinking about patching over to a new club.
Brajkovich and Troy McCanty.
Yeah, not since Hulk Hogan fought with Randy Savage has a tag team commanded so much hype.
It's the love, man, that's going to supercharge the mega powers.
At this stage, we're reliably told it's not happening. Dayne's just stirring the pot. Just a shout out to Troy and the Mongols. Keep punching, support black and white, is what he said outside court. But if it does happen, it will be a coup for the Mongols, which is the fastest growing outlaw gang in the world.
We're taking over the world!
And will leave the ball firmly in the court of the Hells Angels, which is the biggest outlaw gang in the world.
Not on my watch.
When Dayne was expelled from the Angels early last year, he didn't just hand his patch in.
I need you to relieve me of duty right now.
He took a dump on the club and called the Perth chapter a bunch of sissies for refusing to come and collect his gang paraphernalia, as is custom. It felt f***ing pathetic, is what he told a court during his gang insignia trial.
Bitches.
And he doubled down a few months later in a tell-all interview with the West Australian, bragging about how he beat the crap out of the Perth chapter president. "I had him screaming for his life with my 2 fists and with 2 members on my back." And then he tripled down by taunting the club for its subsequent lack of retribution, saying, "Not many get kicked out of the Hells Angels and walk away with their 4 bikes and $400K worth of jewellery."
He doesn't mind poking the bear.
The question the Mongols will be asking right now is, should he want to patch up, what will the Hells Angels do if they accept him?
Well, I could give them a stern talking to.
Back in the day, if you left an outlaw gang on bad standing, and I think we can assume that was the case with Dayne because he belted the local boss, if that happened, there was hell to pay. The Club Deros and the Coffin Cheaters went to war for more than a year when a guy called Kevin Woodhouse switched from the former to the latter 25 years ago. And in 2008, when McCanty tried to establish a Perth chapter of the Finks after he was booted out of the Coffin Cheaters, his old club tried to kill him.
Can't we all just get along?
The bad blood there continued for months, eventually culminating in something of a bikie royal rumble at Perth Motorplex.
Tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. right here in Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens. Don't shoot it.
The days of violent retribution seem to be over. We've got guys who regularly switch between clubs now, but history suggests this might be different. The Mongols were formed in 1969 by Hispanics who were denied entry to the Hells Angels, which had a whites-only policy at the time. The Mongols had a more inclusive constitution, which might sit better with Dayne's progressive view of the world.
He could become a target.
He's got bigger problems. He'll have to learn a new club song. My personal favourite part of that anthem is "Highty, highty, Christ Almighty, who the f*** are we? Mongols MC."
It's hardly imagine all the people.
No, living life in peace? Depends whether he ends up with Genghis Khan on his back. A 2002 fight between the Mongols and the Angels at a Nevada casino left 3 dead.
A lot of other bikie gangs will be watching what happens.
Not the mongrel mob. They're distracted at the moment. Could have to rationalise their chapters. A politician in Wellington has used a farewell speech to raise the prospect of New Zealand and Australia becoming one country.
I often ponder the thought, will we ever become one country? Australia and New Zealand.
The appropriately named Jamie
Strange. Maybe. Who am I to judge?
says there would be trade and commercial benefits through economies of scale.
That's nuts.
It sounds bonkers now, but it wasn't always thus. Until 1841, New Zealand was part of the colony of New South Wales. The Brits decided it should then operate independently.
Throw another shrimp on the barbie, ride around in your kangaroos all day.
No,
That's Australians.
You're thinking of Australians, that's not us.
New Zealand was in the mix to join the Australian Federation in 1901, but declined the invitation, snubbed us.
Your accents, they're just kind of similar.
Our accents are completely different. They're like, "Where's the car?" And we're like, "Where's the car?"
The Australian Constitution leaves that door open to this day.
So many questions. What would the country be called? What would the flag be?
Would we scrap the Wallabies and just go with the All Blacks?
What about the national anthem?
That'd have to be something by Neil Finn.
And that's why I'll tell you.
I'm Ben Harvey. For more update, click the subscribe button below.